So last time in our previous video, we talked about hobbies and why hobbies are really important for dads. For those of us who don't have time or feel like we don't have time, and why our brains are being numbed by just sitting scrolling, doom scrolling our phones and looking at Netflix menus for hours on end. We're shutting our brains down. We need hobbies to keep ourselves alive, keep ourselves going. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, mate, that all sounds wonderful and great, but when do I have the time between family and work and between other commitments? And, I just don't, free time for me is a myth. So the first question is how much of your free time have you spent relaxing, or you think you're relaxing? You're not really relaxing. What you're doing is you're doom scrolling. As you can see by this screenshot I'm going to put on screen now, this is a screenshot from today from my phone, and I've had a bad day of it. During my lunch at work, I was doom scrolling. I've been home, I've been doom scrolling on my phone, and I tell myself I've got no free time to do anything else, when in truth, I can cut away 20 minutes and 30 minutes of this, for example, of this faffery here online. Look at this. I'm looking at things like Facebook and X and, TikTok and stuff, things I don't really need to be looking at. I can take that time away. We call it micro pocketing. You're micro pocketing that time away. So today I could take 20 minutes out of there and spend it on a worthwhile hobby and use that time more effectively. If I do that every day, take away just 20 minutes of that doom scrolling and focus on that small hobby, I'm stimulating my brain, I'm feeding my brain, I'm giving myself more motivation to do things and to get better. It's as simple as that. So now the question is, what kind of hobby do I look into? Now, we've only got a 30-minute window per evening, potentially. Look for things that are short burst hobbies. For example, for myself, I quite enjoy writing. I'm a big writer. I like creating fiction. I write a blog. I've written a blog called Doghouse Dad on Facebook for many years. I have written a book. I wrote a book about 15 years ago. It wasn't very good, I'll be honest with you, but I wrote a book, and then I wrote a new book there recently, what got released last year. I did quite well. My first attempt at fiction, which you'll see here as well. It's sold quite well, and I've really enjoyed that. But again, those were 30-minute blocks. I had free time to sit down and quickly write away. And the good thing with that is, with writing or with other things too as well, is that if I'm called away, if a child suddenly, breaks their leg, that's a very severe case. But if somebody gets hurt, or somebody screams, or somebody is fed, or someone's fallen down the toilet, then I can run away and deal with that, and the writing can be put on hold. So that's one of my things I have for that kind of micro time management. Other things too that we'll cover in more videos, but just find that 30-minute span or 20-minute span per night. You pull that away then from your doom scrolling and your Netflix scrolling and never picking a darn thing to watch, and put it towards something creative, 3D printing, like we mentioned in the previous video, writing, for example, gaming, a little bit of gaming, reading a book, just stimulate your brain more than going into that funk and draining your battery with that just mind-numbing behaviour. So, dads, head off from this. Go and try it for 1 week only. Take 30 minutes away from your evening doom scroll, or faffery, as we'll call it, and find some kind of project or some kind of hobby that you can put a small thing into. Don't go online. For example, gaming. Don't pick a game that involves, online gaming's a nightmare. You go into these, Call of Duty, you've got to commit to a match for potentially 40 minutes an hour. Get something small, bite-sized, things you can do small, and focus on that for that half hour and try and feed your brain a little bit. Read a book. Get your Kindle out, blow the dust off the cover, get your books back out again, read those. Do something. What to do is go away, do that, and leave me a comment in the comments below here. Drop a subscribe while you're here as well, of course, but leave me a comment and tell me what your challenge has been, and tell me what hobby you've chosen to pursue for those 30 minutes per night. In the next video, we'll talk about, or we'll focus more then on some of the other hobbies that I've found that work for me in those smaller 30-minute blocks. But for now, your challenge is go and find something that you want to do and pull it in and do it for 1 week. Cool. Love you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Take care.